Before we continue to discuss selection statements, let's review the relational operator and relational statements. In C++, there are 6 relational operators. When we place those relational operators between 2 numbers or 2 variables, or between 1 number and 1 variable, we form a relational statements. Those are relational statements examples. Each relational statement will return a Boolean value, either 1, which is true, or 0, which is false. For example, the first relational statement is formed by placing a greater than signs between 2 numbers, 8 and 11. And logically, this is a false statement. So this relational statement will return a false value, which is 0. In the previous lecture, we have introduced one of the selection statements in C++, which is if statement. Now let's get a short review of if statement. A C++ program is a set of statements or instructions, and normally a computer will execute those instructions or statements one after the other sequentially. But it is not always the case. Sometimes one or more statements may or may not be executed. So in C++, we use an if statement in such case. This flowchart shows the logic of a if statement. A if statement will first evaluate the value of the relational statement. If the value of this relational statement is true, then the computer will execute the statement or the statements inside the body of a if statement. Then after the computer completes the execution of those statements in the body of a if statement, it'll move on to the next statement that follows the if statement. If the value of the relational statement is false, then the computer will skip the statement or the statements inside the body of the if statement and move to the next statement that follows the if statement. This is the structure of if statement. We start with the keyword if. Then we place a relational statement inside a pair of parentheses. Then we start an open and a close brackets. Then we place 1 or more statements inside of this pair of brackets. And those statements is called the body of if statement. So if this relational statement is true, then the computer will execute those statements in the body of the if statement. If the relational statement is false, then the computer is going to skip those statements in the body of if statement and move on to the next statement in the program.